previous videos we discussed the definition of set and how to denote the set we discussed, my dear students, and also we discussed the notation for the sets. Clear? So my dear students, in today's class we are going to discuss the sum. Here it is, I wrote 7, here it is 7 collection, 7 sets I wrote, here it is. Which of the following are sets? 7 questions or 7 collections I wrote, here it is. In that, whether that is a set or not, that we should write, and that we should also justify. So my dear students, before solving these questions, just I'll recall the things. So in the last class we discussed sets. The definition of set I discussed it. So set means what? Set means it is a collection of well defined distinct objects is called sets, and it is usually denoted by the capital letters, and the elements we can write it as A, E, I, O, U. This is the one example I took, my dear students. So this is example for set. Usually we will denote it by the capital letters, and the elements or the, we can call it as the synonyms. Here it is, the elements or the objects or the numbers, these are all we can call it as the synonym terms of the sets given set A. Clear? And we will denote it within the braces. This we can call it as the flower bracket, or within the brackets we will write the elements of the set A. Clear? And inside the bracket we will write, it means the elements of the set we can write it by the small letters. Clear? So these all we discussed in the last video. Clear? And my dear students, also I discussed that here it is, if A is any element is contained in the set A, means that will denote it by the symbol epsilon. A is, whether if A is belongs to A is contained in the set A, means we should read it as A belongs to the set A, and this we will mathematically we will denote the symbol epsilon, like this we can write. So this symbol we can write it as epsilon, and this we epsilon we can call, my dear students, this I derived from the, here it is, Greek letter. From the Greek letter we derived this symbol. This means what, my dear students? Belongs to. So belongs to symbol we can write like this. If any element is contained in the any given set, then in that case we will use this symbol A belongs to A. But my dear students, Z is not there, so therefore Z does not belongs to the set A. We will write the symbol like this. If any element is not there in the given set, means we should use this symbol. Am I clear? So this all basics, my dear students, you should know. Even I discussed all this in my previous video also. My dear students, please make sure that you watched my previous videos. Then only you can understand that today whatever I am discussing, then only you can understand. So please, my dear students, whenever you are watching the videos, please try to confirm whether you watched the previous videos or not, because everything is related to the previous video. Clear? So if you are new one, means please go through my previous videos. And today's class I am going to discuss whether this given 7, here it is, I wrote 7 questions, whether this given 7 collections set or not, that we should discuss, my dear students. Yes, the first one I am going to discuss is, here it is. First I'll erase this one, because, and my dear students, due to time, so it will take more time. If I write one by one, means it will time consumes. So therefore for that reason what I did, my dear students, I wrote all 7 at a time, I wrote on the board. So we'll discuss one by one. My dear students, the first one is, here it is, which of, here it is, the collection of all the months of a year beginning with the letter J. Beginning with the letter J. My dear students, here it is, what are the months in a, here it is, in a year which begins, the letter which begins with J. It means what are the number, here it is, we know, my dear students, in a year we have 12 months. Clear? Everyone knows this. So what are those? January, yes, the January is starts with, my dear students, January is starts with J. So therefore here it is, I'll write, here it is. So what are the collection, what are the elements contained in this collection, means first one I'll write, here it is, that is here I'll write here, it is January. January is there. January, here it is January. February, the letter start with the beginning, here it is, of a year beginning with the letter J. We should take only the letter which begins with J. If you take February, February starts from F, we should not take. So January is January only we should take. January, February not there. March not there. January not, here it is February, March, April, May, June we should take. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So my dear students, except this January, June, July, except this, no any month with the letter J begins. So therefore only 3, and therefore my dear students, it is a collection. It is a collection as well as it is well defined. So therefore my dear students, this is a set. So my dear students, the first one is the collection of all the months of a year beginning with the letter J. So therefore it is a well defined, because if you ask anyone, they will tell that yes, easily we can identify. If I given you November, if I told you November means, easily you will confirm that November won't be contained in this set, in this collection, because November means it starts from N. The November letter starts, the November name, the November month name starts with the letter N. So therefore it won't comes here. So therefore that is not, I mean, easily we can tell that November won't be in this collection. So therefore my dear students, this is a well defined. So therefore it is a set. Which of the following are sets? The first one is a set. It is a set because it is well defined. Then next one, second one my dear students, the collection of 10 most talented writers of India. My dear students, the collection of 10 most talented writers of India. Talented writers of India means, my dear students, I'll take one writer name. So I'll take XYZ is a one writer. So my dear students, what happens here is, the writer XYZ name, whatever I am taking here, it is, this is the name of the writer XYZ. For me, if I read his books means, I think it's good for me. But my dear students, if you ask someone others means, what is his opinion? He may not be feel the here it is good. So in that case, what he will tell? He won't take this. XYZ is not a talent writer, he thinks that. So therefore my dear students, what happens here? This is not a well defined. The collection of 10 most talented writers of India. For me, if you take me means, I take different names, different 10 names I'll take. But if ask another one means, he will take 10 different names. Obviously that is writers, that is a collection, most talented writers of India, but that is not depends on fixed, my dear students. For that reason, what I am telling here, it is, this is a collection but not a set. It is not a set, my dear students, not a set. Here it is not a set, because that is most, here it is what they are telling here, my dear students, or 10 most talented writers. So 10 most talented means that is depends on person's mentality. For me 10 members, for me I select different 10 members, but you may select different. So therefore this is not a well defined, my dear students. It is not a well defined, not a set. Why it is not a set? Because it is not a, here it is, since here it is not well defined, here it is not well defined. So therefore it is not a set. Why means, it is depends on the person to person. So most talented writers, it may be vary from person to person. So therefore not a set. But my dear students, if you compare this first one, means in first one it is does not matters any other people, because it doesn't vary from person to person. It is fixed. Whoever you can go and whoever you can ask this question, means they will tell that only January, June, July, these are the only 3 months which contains the letter. Here it is, starting letter is J. So this is fixed. You can ask anyone in the world, their answer is same. Clear, well defined. But it is not well defined, because this is the 10 most talented writers they are telling. Talented 10 writers means we can take different 10 names of the writers we can take, and someone take some others. So therefore it is not a set. Next, my students, a team of 11 best cricket batsmen of the world. Even, my dear students, this is also not a set. Why it is not a set? Here it is, my dear students, a team of 11 best cricket batsmen of the world. What happens, my dear students, if you ask me, means for example, just I am taking, I will take Sachin Tendulkar and Dhoni. So I will take, these are the best batsmen I will take. But someone takes, my dear students, they will take the different batsmen. They may take Australian, they may take different countries batsmen, they may take. So therefore here also what happens, this is also not, here it varies from person to person. Clear? So therefore it is not a, here it is set, because it is not a set. It is not a set because it is not well defined. Because, my dear students, it varies from person to person. A team of 11 best batsmen of the world. 11 best batsmen of the world. If ask someone, means I take different names, you may take different names. So therefore it is not a well defined. And next one, my dear students, the collection of all boys in your class. Yes, it is a set. It is a set. It is a set, my dear students. It is a set, because it is, you can confirmly say that it is well defined, because here it is, the collection of all boys in your class. So you can easily tell that if I show you in your class, if I show the any one girl, whether she is contained in this set, means what is your answer? You will tell that, you will laugh. Clear? Because she is girl, she won't be in this set. So therefore easily we can identify. So clear? So therefore it is a set, my dear students. It is well defined. Clear? And next, my students, the collection of all natural numbers less than 100. So my dear students, clearly it is a set, because less than 100, how many here it is? Whatever numbers comes, you can easily tell. Here it is, if I give the 10, if I give the number 10, and if I asked you whether 10 is contained in this collection, means easily you can tell. Clear? There is no confusions. If I given 102, and if I asked whether 102 is contained in this set or in this collection or not, means if I ask, means directly you can tell that 102 will not contain in this collection, because this is the collection of all natural numbers less than 100. Am I clear? So whatever numbers, natural numbers are there less than 100, only those number will contain in this set. So therefore here it is well defined. One can easily tell whether the given number is contained in this set or not. One can easily tell. So for that reason I am telling that this is a set. Clear? Am I clear? So my dear students, I can call here it is, this is a set. This is an example for the set you can take. So this is a set. And next, my students, the collection of novels written by the writer Munshi Premchand. It is also set, my students, because whatever he wrote, one can easily tell. If I given you one book of the different author, and if I asked, means whether the book belongs to this, means what is your answer? You will first see the author name. If the author name is different one, then you will say that, sir, the given book is not contained in this set, because that is the author name is different. If I given the author name as, or a writer name Munshi Premchand, then you will confirm, then you will say that this book is contained in this collection. It means one can easily define, one can easily identify whether the given book is contained in this set, in this collection or not. So therefore it is, here it is, my dear students, well defined. So therefore it is a set. Am I clear? And next, my students, we will move to the next one, that is the collection of all even integers. It is also set. My answer, it is set, because here if I given you 3 is a integer, but it is a odd integer, so therefore it is not contained in this collection. You can easily tell, my students, this 3 is not contained in this collection. If I given you 2 means you can tell that 2 is contained in this collection, so therefore it is a set. So like this you should identify whether the given set collection is set or not. Like this you should identify, my students. Am I clear? And now, my dear students, I am going to discuss the what is mean by S. First you should know what is mean by even numbers and odd numbers. So that is the concept I am going to discuss now. Even numbers means, my dear students, even numbers means a number which is divisible by 2, that we can call it as even numbers. Here it is 2, 4, 8, 10. These are all we can call it as even numbers, because these are all divisible by 10. And next, my students, odd numbers. So what are odd numbers? Numbers which is not divisible by 2, 3, and next here it is 5, 7, up to so on, like this. Such numbers we can call it as odd numbers. I think in Kannada, my students, you can call even means here it is sama sankhya, and odd means besa sankhya. Clear? And this you can call it as sama, and this we can call it as besa sankhyaಗಳು. Clear? And this we can call it as sama, even numbers. A number which is divisible by 2 is called as even numbers. A number which is not divisible by 2 is called as odd numbers. Clear? This is the concept of even and odd numbers, my dear students. Clear? And now, my dear students, I am going to discuss the sets. Set already we discussed, and now, my dear students, I am going to discuss the methods. There are 2 methods to represent a set, my dear students. Please remember, there are, this completes our, here it is, this completes the question whether the given collection is set or not, that completed. Now I am going to the next concept, that is, here it is, representation. Here it is 2 methods to represent a set. There are mainly, my dear students, two methods of representing sets. 2 methods of sets. There are 2 methods to represent sets. What, my students? Just remember, not types of sets I am discussing, I am defining. There are 2 methods to represent sets. 2 methods of sets. There are 2 methods to represent a set. First one we can call it, I'll write directly, I'll write, my students. There are 2 methods to represent a set. First one you can call it as, here it is, roster method you can call. Roster method. And second one you can call it as set builder method. Roster you can call, or you can call it as tabular. Tabular method you can call, or you can call, and another one is set builder form. My dear students, set means what? Set means it is a collection of well-defined distinct objects is called sets. To represent a sets, we have mainly 2 methods. So first one we can call it as roster method, or you can call it as tabular method, and second one we can call it as set builder method. My dear students, the first one here it is roster method or tabular method. So in this what we will do, my dear students, we will write, here it is, first of all I'll take here it is, first one I am going to discuss. So in the first one, what I'll do, my students, roster method or tabular method. In this method, all the elements of a set we will write, my students, we will write, here it is, by within the bracket we will write, and that too, my students, separating commas. They are separated by putting the commas. I'll take one collection, my students. Here it is, collection of natural numbers, collection of natural numbers less than less than 8. Less than 8. My dear students, the first one is roster method or tabular method. So in this method, what we will do? We will write the elements of a set by separating commas. Let us take the name, I'll represent it as A. So we will write the elements. Here it is. What are the elements then, my dear students? Collection of natural numbers less than 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Less than 8. Clear? My dear students, here it is, all the elements of a set, we will write it, we will list all the elements of a set, we will list it by separating commas, and we will write within the bracket, and if the elements are repeating means we will take only once. So this representation we can call it as roster method, or you can call it as tabular method. So in this method, what we will do, my dear students, every element of the set we will list, my dear students, every element of the sets we will list it. Here it is, by separating commas, by here it is putting commas. They are the every element of the set we will listed. Here it is, and those numbers or those objects we can separate it by putting commas, and if they are repeating means we will take only once. Such a representation we can call it as roster method, or you can call it as tabular method. Clear? This is the first one, my dear students. And now the second one, my dear students. So what is the second one? Here it is. Second one I am going to discuss is, here it is, set builder form. So my dear students, set builder method, here what we will do, my dear students, please remember, sometimes what happens, my dear students, if I write, here it is, where in this example, yes, here it is, the collection of all natural numbers less than 100. The collection of all natural numbers less than 100, my dear students, is it possible to list all the elements? Yes, obviously it is possible to write all the elements, but if I write means it will take time, it will consume the time, as well as I should require more space. My dear students, here it is, I'll take one example. Here it is, a collection of natural numbers less than, or else I'll take less than 1000. A collection of natural numbers less than 1000. If I take this means, my dear students, is it possible to write all the elements? So here it is, whatever in this set contains all the numbers, is it possible to write? I mean, it's possible to write, obviously we can, but what happens, my dear students, it takes more time. So every time it's not necessary to write 1, 2, 3 up to so on, my dear students, 999 numbers we should write up to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to so on, 999 numbers we should write. So my dear students, it will be tedious. Clear? So for that reason, what we will do, in such cases we will use the set builder method. Set builder method means what, my dear students? Set builder method means we will write a certain property. We will write a certain property so that we can understand that this set contains all those elements which satisfies the property. All elements will contain in that set, and whatever elements does not satisfy that property, they won't possess us in this set. So such representation we can call it as the set builder form. My dear students, how to write means we will write like this. It is collection of all, here it is, this collection, here it is, whatever I took example, this I am writing in the form of set builder form. So set, how to write means, see, here it is, here it is, x is a, here it is, x is a, it is here it is, x is a natural number, x is a natural number less than 1000 we can write. My dear students, instead of writing 1, 2, 3 up to 999, we will write only this much. If we write like this method we can call it as set builder method. Set builder method means what, my students? In this method we will write a certain property. So whatever the property satisfies, all those elements will possess in this set, that will contain in this set. So such a set we can call it as set builder method. Set builder method, this representation we can call. So how to read this one, my dear students? How to read this? This bracket indicates, this flower bracket indicates that it is collection of all elements in the form of x. You can take x, y, z, whatever, but how will be the elements that it shows? It is collection of all elements such that x is a natural number. It should be natural number and it should be less than 1000. Such a numbers will contain in this set. So like this we should write. So my dear students, generally in set builder form what we will do? In set builder form we will write a certain property. So whatever property we will write, directly we will write properties. Why we will write properties? Because each time it's not necessary, we cannot write all the elements of the given set. For that reason we are using this shortcut method. You can think why we can call it as a shortcut method. Actually we won't call shortcut, but for your reference, for your understanding purpose I am telling that we will write certain property. Whatever property satisfies, all those elements will contain in this set. So therefore my dear students, this method we can call it as set builder method. So set builder method, how to read this one, my dear students? This, here it is, this flower means what it indicates? It is collection of, here it is, collection of all elements in the form of x, collection of all elements. This colon indicates that such that either you can write like this or you can put bar also. Clear? So my dear students, we will, but here I wrote, here it is like this. So this colon indicates such that. How to read this? This set means it is collection of all elements such that, then we will write property. What is that? It is x is a natural numbers less than 1000. My dear students, it is either it is x, y, z, whatever, but it will indicates the elements. How will be elements? Here it is in the form of x. So it is either you can take x, y, z, whatever. Here it is a collection of all elements such that x is a natural number less than 1000. So like this representation we can call it as set builder method. Why should we use set builder method? In some cases, here it is, you can take this example only, a collection of natural numbers less than 1000. If I wanted to write this in the roster form, means what should I write? I should write all the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 999 we should write. So it will take it consumes the time, as well as it is tedious to write every time. It's not possible to write. In such cases what we will do? We will write certain property. This method this representation we can call it as set builder method. Am I clear? So like this, my dear students, we will mainly represent two methods to represent a set. This if I write say here it is property, means this we can call it as a set builder method. And if I simply write, if I write all the elements of the set by separately, if I write all the elements and if they are separated by the commas, then such a representation we can call it as the roster method, or we can call it as the tabular method. So this is all about, my dear students, methods of the how to represent a set. Am I clear? And still if you have any doubts, you can comment me, my dear students. And please remember, in this, my dear students, in the roster form, order is not important. Either you can write like this or you can write, my dear students, your order is not important. It means you always, it's not necessary that you should write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this only. You can write like this also, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It means order is not important in this roster method. So roster method, or here it is, whenever you are writing the set, in that set order is not important. Either you can write first 1 you can write, or you can write 2. It means order is not important. And my dear students, if the elements are repeating, more than one element are repeating, means you can take only once. It is understood. Clear? For example, my dear students, if I take one set S, C, H, here it is O, O, L. So this is the, my dear student, it is all letters of the word school. It is a one collection I am taking here. It is a collection of all letters in the word school. So what are those? SCHOOL. So these are all the words which contains in the word school. So my dear students, in this case what happens here, it is, it's not necessary to write double O are there in the word school, but you can write only this is also you can write it as SCHOL. You can write this much also. If it is twice means you can write only once. That's why I am telling here it is, if the words here, if the letters are repeating means we can take only once, and order is not important. So this is all about my dear students set. What is mean by set? We discussed what is mean by set, and there are two methods to represent a set. One is roster or tabular method, and another one we can call it as set builder method. Am I clear? So this is all about basics, my dear students, and in the next class we are going to discuss some more questions based on this. We'll continue in the next video. Thank you. Still, if you have any doubts, you can comment me.